think this one has to do with virginity, between men and women. All right. One, I understand the religion aspects that virginity is important, and whether a man or a woman loses virginity, it's both immoral. So they do believe, I think, both should be virgins on the wedding day. The only difference is that even in the religion aspects, or evolutionary, or history, women's virginity has always been held higher, and to a higher standard than men's. It has not really been men's virginity that was questioned. It was always women's. But I mean, I think that also stems from not being able to justify or prove that the child is, yours. It's the only way to actually guarantee that the child is yours, and not ever have a single shred of doubt, is that the woman doesn't socialize with, other men. Men that are in her family or in her husband's family, that's not the same. It's because you should trust family. You should be able to trust family. All right. I mean, but that's why women just didn't entertain or socialize with men that was not her husband and family. But I also believe that virginity and having sex, it's not a big deal for men. All right, and this is mostly coming from evolutionary and biology and history, but a little bit from religion. But I don't think a man not being a virgin or having a high body count or cheating is as a big a deal as a woman's. I think it's so much worse, and I think it's unacceptable and unforgiving, and for men to tolerate a woman behavior like this because it's embarrassing, it's shameful, and it's disrespectful to the man to allow another man to bed you, to walk up to a man and want him to make you his wife and become your husband if you've been with multiple men. I think it's repulsive. I see no difference between a woman that has one body count and a woman that has 1,000. To me, there's no difference. All right, and I'm pretty sure between, I mean, maybe not as extreme as mine, but if you ask any guy, most guys are the same. Um, so I don't think it's the same. I don't think a woman with has been with men is the same. It's repulsive to men, and it's honestly not that repulsive to women that actually know that that their man has been with other women. And women, that's part of the feminist woke propaganda bullshit that women have been brainwashed to think that's a problem. But women secretly make fun of guys that are virgins. I also think that men are still virgins unless you're getting pegged. I don't think a man can lose his virginity by sticking his dick in you. I don't. That doesn't make him not a virgin. That makes you a non-virgin. But I don't think it makes a man a non-virgin. Um, if I understand evolution, biology, and genetics correctly, and my theory is on point. I mean the G spot and everything that would be connected to the clitoris and uterus, it's connected to the ass for men. So that means our G spot and how we would break our hymen is technically in our ass. So that's, I mean, also aligns with religion making a sodomy, and gay and homosexual acts abomination, sinful, because it's about and it's there's more to it, but like in a nutshell, that's it. I don't think men can lose their virginity unless they get pegged in the ass. Um. So yeah. Um. But that's my theory on, you know, and I also, born again virgin is such a load of crap. All right, that is such a load of crap. I'm sorry. I'm gonna teach my son that is a deal breaker for any woman that says that to you. I'm a born again virgin. That's a deal breaker. Leave her alone. All right, leave her alone. To all the young men out there, all right, born again virgins. And I'm sorry, but when I've come down back in, when I was dating a couple, pastors' daughters, they're the biggest whores. They're one of the biggest whores and promiscuous and cock teasers. All right, like some of the pastors' daughters are the biggest, like cock teaser skinks. Um, and I do believe what Andrew Wilson and a lot of other people say that I think a lot of whores with a very shady, dirty past that have hit the wall end up going to church to hide from judgment because Christianity has been feminized and believe in second chances and you can be forgiven of your sins. So it doesn't matter if you just if you have porn out there or pictures or done gangbang and you have a very nasty past. A man should accept you and forgive you like Jesus would and love you and be married to you and take you on as his wife and all that. That's a load of shit. There's no reason I'm going to tell a man. I don't give a shit what the man's past and all that. There's no man out there that I'm going to um, tell that you should take a woman like that on. I don't care what you did in your past. I mean, you could have been a drug dealer. You could have been a prostitute. I mean, you could even done weird shit. Whatnot. I don't think. I think there's only certain things, particularly in my opinion, that makes a past shady. Um, Murdering innocent people, child porn, sexual abuse, rape, um, stuff like that. I think it can fuck a man's past up. Stuff like that, heavy shit. But I think there's a lot more that makes women just trashy, jaded, disgusting, evil women. Uh, there's a lot more. I mean, and honestly, I think there should be. I think that's where the whole shaming aspect is good for women, and the bullying is good for men. Men need a little rough, tough love, and women need, you know, force of guidance. No hitting and all that, but you don't have a choice. We're going this way. Period. Men need to slap in the back of the head like Ganozo and NCIS. I mean, that's not child abuse. That's just fatherly son, love. I mean, the boys go back out back. I mean, like I remember getting eyeball contracts with my dad. We had to stare down. I mean, he won. I mean, but he never had to raise his voice. He never had to swing. My mom did a little bit more to discipline him, but that's probably why I don't like women that do discipline. Because it's not threatening, it's not scary, and it's not your place, and it's not your role. Women that handle discipline are out of line, out of character. That's not your place. It's the same thing with stay-at-home dads. That's weird. All right, that is weird. All right, what the fuck kind of man are you by staying home and knitting and all that, taking care of the kids? You should be out there making money. That's why I have no problem calling me a piece of shit. All right. That's why I'm working on, hopefully maybe getting out of the SSI and actually going to find a job and stop being a lazy fucking mooch. I appreciate the system, I appreciate the taxpayers, whatnot, but it's time for me to get out there and actually bring something to society. And I think that's that ties in more with, men. I think men are more. It's easier to. Men are a lot more easier to hold accountable, and because they hold themselves accountable, and society holds them accountable. They don't get a break. They understand how life works. They don't get to be dense to how the world is, and if you do, you become a problem. Women, you can go through life as a childish, spirit, through the wind, and it's not a bad thing. Because it's very refreshing. It's nice to have a very youthful, That's why she's supposed to be the peaceful one, because she brings the peace. She brings the calmness, Women used to, calm in the storm. They didn't need it. Women didn't do all this, vulnerability shit, You just wait and cuddle your man and whatnot, and just lay on the couch, listen to music, watch TV, or just cuddled whatnot, We didn't. The woman didn't need to hear her man, cry and talk about his hard day. No, we just sat in silence. And you didn't nag or ask him what was wrong. You just held him. Women were a lot more in tune with what men needed because they cared about men. And men had no problem dying for those women. No problem at all. But there's my rant.